Okay, so it's build time, and in this video I'm going to start chopping up the bits of metal and making things work. I have come up with a solution so that I don't have to run inverted. I'll show you that in a second. The idea today is going to be to cut everything, and then tomorrow I'll weld everything together so that I have a fully formed, fully finished structure. So the first thing to do is going to be to mount this guy around about there, which you can't see because he's inside the robot, but he's going to get mounted inside the robot on some of the excess stuff of this, and that's going to get cut and hopefully trimmed down so it's in the right position. I've also got the material to make the centre pivot, so I'll make that as well. I'm going to start trimming down these so they are less bulky, and this part. Okay, so a quick update on my design idea. So the idea was to have 4 wheels, one at the front, one at the back. Still the plan. What I did say last time was I was going to have to trim this down so that it would be invertible. I now realise I don't have to do that because I also salvaged these. Now these wheels are of the lift off the treadmill. So I'm going to have them there like that, so that right there I can trim this, so that with that sitting slightly below to give me clearance, I trim this down so that that is slightly exposed. I can run inverted and still be spinning, which would be awesome. So it's about the end of day 1 now, and I'm taking a little bit of an early break. I've got stuff to do. So far I have managed to take the teeth off and start balancing the disc. So this guy is going to be the roller that does the drive from this guy here. I'm going to use the chunk of the roller that I've taken out to make a one-to-one pulley on the motor, which is here. And then we'll make the belt to drive that. Probably going to make that out of the treadmill belt itself. The wheels are kind of in position. I'm going to try now and just mark out where I want it to come down to so that it can be invertible. And then I'm going to start thinking about whether I'm going to try the actuator route or if I'm going to kind of cheat and go down a different route, which might include using some actual Foxic, maybe Foxtrot drive motors. They're basically the same thing. Chassis wise, everything should be cut with the exception of the caps that go over the top, and then the strengthening pieces which come in there, which are going to be made from bits and pieces I've got lying around from this material. So yeah, end of day 1, good position. Tomorrow is mostly welding and grinding off the paint so I can get a good weld in places, and yeah, then we can start thinking about balancing. Alright, let me show you where I've gotten to. So I made the mounts up here. These V-block things will hammer down and allow this to sit a little secure, and I have some other pieces from where I cut off just here, off this 6-inch block to make the cap, and that'll be welded on, and that'll stop the shaft from moving. The other thing I did is I've cut and I've cut the plate mount for the weapon motor, which is super easy to do. It's a lot easier than I thought. I also started balancing the steel plate wheel. I also, as you can see, cut the handles out, which is super good. This guy is going to sit probably about
there-ish so that it can run inverted. The next thing to do when I do my next lot of cutting is to cut this back corner. Unfortunately, I've gotten myself a little sick, so I have terminal man flu, so sweet. Other things I've been thinking about is this front end here. I'm going to make some wedgie bits for the front end, and what I'm thinking is that the drive is going to mount and drive the front wheel and then belt drive the back wheel. So that's the current plan. The other thing I did was, this roller here is from a treadmill, so this is actually, it looks like it's only like an 1/8 thick, but this has been machined. You can probably tell by this mark here, it's where the inside had been machined too, because that's where the bearing sits, and everything beyond there to there is really thick. Have I got the other piece on the floor? I do down here, look. Look at that. Look at that, that's 3/8 thick. And no wonder it's super heavy. And what I've got is I've got a thicker one over there, which I'm going to keep in reserve for another challenge build that I might do in the near future. Anyway, so what's going to happen is I'm going to use some of that tube down there to make a little hub to go over there, so we have a 1-to-1 belt ratio. The belt I'm going to use is the treadmill stuff here, or the lifting weight belt which went on the leg press, leg extension curl that was on here. So yeah, this was actually about 5 hours work, and as you've probably seen from the highlighted video that I did, the sun killed the killed the camera, so it's all black. I have done quite a bit of work, and then I've also started going down with a bit of man flu, so I'm stopping. So the video is a bit short this week, but I'll get back to it next week. So yeah.